Okay. I'll turn it over to you.
All right. I will call to order the March 10th, 2022 City Council meeting. Mr. Daniels, will you lead us in the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right. Next item, please.
Next, we have roll call. I have Councilmember Bruins.
Present.
Councilmember Daniels.
Here.
Councilmember Miller.
Present.
Vice Mayor Schaefer.
Here.
And Mayor Middleton.
Here. Next item, please.
Next, we have our video statement. This meeting of the Citrus Heights City Council is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T UVerse cable systems. This meeting is closed captioned and live streamed at citrusheights.net. Today's meeting will replay Monday, March 14th at 9 a.m. on Channel 14. This meeting can also be viewed on the city's YouTube channel.
Perfect. Next item.
Next, we have approval of agenda.
Move approval. Second.
Motion by Daniels, second by Miller. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next item, please.
Next item, we have presentation item number 4, proclamation of the City of Citrus Heights recognizing March 2022 as Red Cross Month.
Perfect. Vice Mayor Schaefer, would you like to take that over?
Thank you very much. I'd like to read this proclamation to recognize the month of March, Red Cross Month. Whereas in the times of crisis, residents of the community come together for one another. This humanitarian spirit serves as a very foundation of the community and is exemplified by the Red Cross volunteers and donors. And whereas in 1881, Clara Barton founded the American Red Cross, turning her steadfast dedication for helping others in a bold mission to preventing and alleviating human suffering. Today, more than 140 years later, we honor the kindness and generosity of the Red Cross volunteers here in Citrus Heights who have served throughout the Gold Country region, continuing to carry out Clara's life-saving legacy. They join the millions of people across the United States who volunteer, give blood, donate financially, or learn life-preserving skills through the Red Cross. And whereas in wildfires, floods, individuals, homes, and family fires, local Red Cross disaster volunteers give hope to the most vulnerable in their darkest hours. Additionally, donating essential blood for accident and burn victims, heart surgery, and organ transplant patients, and those receiving treatment for leukemia, cancer, and sickle cell anemia disease, supporting the service members and veterans along with their families and caregivers throughout the unique challenges in military life, helping to save the lives of others with first aid, CPR, and other skills, or delivering international humanitarian aid. And whereas their work to prevent and alleviate human suffering is vital to strengthening the community, we dedicate the month of March to all those who continue to advance the legacy of the founder of Clara Barton, who lived, in her words, "You must never think anything before the need, except the need, and how we meet it." We ask others to join in this commitment in giving back to our community. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the City of Citrus Heights, it was resolved that the City Council of the City of Citrus Heights thereby proclaim the month of March 2022 as Red Cross Month. I encourage all residents to reach out and support their humanitarian mission. In witness thereof, I have a hand seal on the 10th day of March 2022, signed Mayor Portia Middleton. Thank you very much. On a personal note, I was in the military, and I did have a family emergency, and that message came through the Red Cross. I was very grateful for the Red Cross in that case. Yes. Patricia Harris, sorry. Davis, could you come up and accept the proclamation?
If I might thank the mayor and the vice mayor and the city council persons for this honor, I bring the thanks of our chief executive, Gary Strong, and all the volunteers and staff of the Red Cross Gold Country. It's been a very challenging 5 years, as you might imagine, but as all your own first responders know, disaster response starts and ends locally, and that is true with the Red Cross. We respond within our communities to disasters. I just want to say two things. And one is that in the counties of Yolo and Sacramento, our volunteers who are trained have responded since July 1 of last year, providing aid to 300 households and over 700 people who suffered home fires. So we bring that message, and it's my greatest pleasure to tell you that 3 members of that team have come with me tonight to honor this, and they all live in Citrus Heights. I'm proud to be with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Tim, could you take a photo, please?
While they're doing that, I just want to thank the members that came with her, the volunteers from our community, for giving of yourselves in this capacity. You exemplify the spirit of volunteerism that we cherish so much in our community. Thank you.
Beautifully said, Jeannie. Next item, please.
Next item, we have comments by council members and regional board updates.
Okay, Mr. Daniels, what have you been up to?
Nothing. That was easy.
Okay, Jeannie, how about you?
How about something?
Anything.
Okay, so it's been a little quiet because I haven't had a sanitation board meeting since we last met. But we had a PAL board meeting yesterday, and continue to be amazed by all that our PAL board members and our police department do every month. So in February, they, where did it go? We had a family skate night. Had a bunch of kids at the Sunrise Rollerland, and that was a lot of fun. We've got a lot of things coming up as well. We are going to do in this month a Hoppy Easter coloring page. Is an online program. Last year we rolled out the Egg My House, and so we're going to do that again this year, and it's not egging your house. We got all excited about that, but if it's for families, for a donation, they can sign up and have the Saturday before Easter, some clandestine members of our PAL board come and hide Easter eggs in their yards so their kids wake up to that Easter morning. So that's something that will be on the PAL website. We're going to do a Traffic Youth Safety Day in May. Also in May, a Chalk It Up Art Walk at Rush Park. Both of those at Rush Park. So chalk art on the sidewalk. Family Fun Day, a pickleball day, just a lot of things. We're back in the post-pandemic mode, and to keep these kids active, engaged with our police department. So we've got activities all the way through the year, including the now famous Trunk or Treat. And this year we're hoping for it to be a walkthrough, not a drive-through, as well as partnering with City Hall for the Miracle on Fountain Square at Christmas time. So if you have a child that's elementary age that you would like to sign up for this program, the dues this year are $5 for the entire year, and they get all the activities at no cost. And that's the only meeting I had, but I did get a newsletter that I just want to share a little bit about from the Sunrise Christian Food Ministry that's located on the property of Advent Lutheran Church here on San Juan. As you can imagine, they've been around for a long time. They haven't done an update for 2 or 3 years, mainly because they're just dealing with the pandemic and the overwhelming increased need for food from people. But they, just to give you an idea, from March 2020 through the end of last year, so that's, 9 months, they provided food to almost 8,000 households, consisting of almost 25,000 family members. They received over 42,500 food distributions, which breaks down to 145,000 moms, dads, babies, grandparents, veterans, and homeless who, for the last 2 years, with the help of their food costs, have been fed. This is a nonprofit that is just, that it exists based on our contributions to them. So they do such a phenomenal job. It is 100% volunteer. There's no paid staff. So if you have extra food in your closet, they're open, I think, from 10 to 4, or excuse me, 10 to 2 on weekdays. And you can just drive through, they'll unload your car, take whatever you have to give them. And they also, of course, take cash contributions to help them buy foods that they don't have in stock. I hear that their food stores are low right now, so it's time for me to go through my food pantry and load up my car. And I just encourage those of you out in the public to do the same thing. It's a wonderful organization. Thank you.
Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mayor. Who on this council can tell me what SAVSA stands for? SAVSA.
It's not trivia night.
It's this, yeah, I know it's not trivia night. It's the Sacramento Abandoned Vehicle Service Authority. And I think it was a little bit of an oversight. The program ends in April, and of course, we've had this discussion about continuing it, and our council voted to approve to put it on the ballot. It made the ballot. It is Measure C. I believe it'll be on the June ballot. And that's part of the information campaign is, what's SAVSA? And it's a hope that people will look and find out that it's $1 per year for on every car registration. And not $1 per day or $1 per week or month, it's $1 per year. So we think, and it's very useful, our police department uses it, and I don't think it covers all our costs for removing abandoned vehicles, but anything helps. So that'll be coming up. We also refinanced some bonds, or are in the process, which will save the authority about $5 million when we redeem the current bonds, and $2 million will be released from escrow that wouldn't have been released till like 2038. So we get some cash back, which is always good. Monday night, we have regional transit. I didn't see anything on the agenda of interest. It's all consent calendar for contracts, work orders, and purchase agreements. So that's all I have to report. Thank you, Mayor.
Great. And thank you for the trivia. Vice Mayor Schaefer.
So I did not have any meetings since our last council meeting. I did have a birthday last week, and I'm delighted to say, and my wife, so we had all 4 of our grandkids. There are 2.5, 2 6-year-olds, and an 8-year-old. And she rented a bounce house that we put in the front yard. And I was delighted to see the entire neighborhood joined into the party. It was great. We had brats. We had, it was a really solid community gathering. And I'm so proud of my neighbors for coming out. So I just very much enjoyed that. That was really the highlight of my weekend. And but other than that, I think this community is clamoring for really to get together and share a sense of community. So I think we're gonna have a great year for that. Thanks, Mayor.
Of course. Okay, well, I missed our last meeting, but that's because I was at the Cal City's Board of Directors meeting. And the big takeaway from that is that we're all really having robust discussions about what does this federal transportation infrastructure funding mean for local jurisdictions, and how do we make sure we get our fair share. So I'm making sure that I'm out there having these conversations, talking to other jurisdictions that are close to Citrus Heights to make sure that we can maybe pull our resources together and find projects that'll help us get some of these federal dollars. We also reluctantly approved the Public Safety Committee's recommendation to support legislation that will repeal Prop 47, with the exception for the provisions involving cannabis, and it will be placed on the ballot at the next statewide general election for voter approval. That's a lot, and if you're not familiar with Prop 47, not to politicize it, but you probably should go read it thoroughly and understand the impact it really does affect our law enforcement and how they're able to do their job. And anything that we can do to make their job easier is probably something we should be supporting. I also attended the Chamber Luncheon, which was a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of familiar faces I see out in the audience right now, and we had great food from our Vita Cantina, and we also got to hear from the owner of a local jewelry store in Sunrise Mall and hear his story about how he started from San Juan High School and, became this really successful business owner and how to make that happen here in Citrus Heights if you're interested. I also went to the skate night. I took my 11-year-old there. It was his first time out there on roller skates. That was tough. He only fell once, but it was good. And I really encourage everyone, as Jeannie was saying, to if you have young kids who are in elementary school age, bring them out to PAL. Both of my kids are in PAL, and we do all the activities. It's a lot of fun. And I know that last year I really enjoyed egging people's houses, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. And with that, next item.
Next item, we have public comment. Members of the public may address the council on any item of interest to the public and within the council's purview, or on any agenda item before or during the council's consideration of the item. Speakers will be limited to 3 minutes each. If you wish to address the council during the meeting, please either complete a speaker identification sheet and give it to the city clerk. If participating via Zoom, please use the raise hand function or *9 from a telephone to indicate your desire to speak. When your name is called, the city clerk will allow you to unmute your microphone. We have received 1 written public comment, and I do not see any raised hands on Zoom, and I have not received any other written speaker identification sheets.
Okay, well, please read the written comment.
Okay. I can go to it. It's time once again for the Snack Man's birthday, the sock drive for the homeless. Socks are crucial to homeless hygiene, so please donate socks at the grocery outlet store at 6059 Greenback Lane until March 31st, or you can contact Alfred Sanchez on Facebook, aka the Snack Man Citrus Heights. And happy birthday, Snack Man. And that is from Alfred Sanchez.
Great. Well, seeing no other folks rushing up here for public comment, next item.
Next item, we have consent calendar items 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Move
I
approval.
move. Second.
Oh, that was quick. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Schaefer, Bruins. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next item.
Next item, we have public hearing, item number 11. The subject is public hearing number 3 on the redistricting process. And staff's recommendation is to receive a presentation from the city's demographic consulting firm and to hold a public hearing to review draft maps and receive public input regarding the composition of district boundaries. And lastly, to introduce for a first reading, read by title only, and waive the full reading of ordinance of the City Council of the City of Citrus Heights adopting a map describing 5 council districts pursuant to California Elections Code, Section 21600 through 21609, and amending Article 2 of Chapter 2 of the Citrus Heights Municipal Code.
Hi, good evening, council members. Amy Van, City Clerk. Tonight is our 3rd public hearing in the redistricting process. So as Ms. Reed stated, we are recommending that the City Council hold a public hearing to receive public input. And then we have a draft map for council's consideration and an introduction of an ordinance for the City Council to select a map and to adopt a final map. And again, Robert McIntyre with NDC is here with us tonight, and he will give a brief presentation, and I will turn it over to him.
Thank you. Mayor, Council, it's an honor to be here with you again this evening. This won't be as long as the prior presentations, as you've spent 2 public hearings already educating your community around this topic. So I'll go very briefly, because the purpose of tonight is really to get that final input from your community on their neighborhoods of interest and how they define their communities. So tonight, just to remind the stakeholders, the process we've been through. Quickly, the city moved pretty quickly because the state didn't get the revised demographic data from the Census Bureau back out for us to use until early October. And so this process actually began locally here in Citrus Heights on January 20th, where the webpage was launched with all the information so your local community could engage if they chose. You held your first public hearing on February 10th. There was an opportunity for anybody that wanted to submit a draft map by February 17th. I know this timeline feels a little tight, but this is, of course, we have a backstop of April 17th as an absolute deadline. And so moving quickly, the second public hearing was on February 24th. The first two public hearings are very much about informing the community about the rules for drawing maps and what makes a map legally compliant, not only under the Federal Voting Rights Act, the California Voting Rights Act, but under the Fair Maps Act. And we spent time talking about some of those criteria in those first two hearings. The first hearing, we didn't really talk about any maps. The second hearing, we talked about your existing map, because your existing map with the 2020 census data is actually legally compliant. Here we are tonight in the third public hearing, and the goal is to get that final input from people before the ordinance is introduced. And then, of course, there'll be a fourth hearing before the final adoption of that ordinance. Just for those who didn't attend the first two meetings, very quickly, there are rules around redistricting and drawing maps. We have to follow the Federal Voting Rights Act, and that really means drawing maps that don't racially gerrymander and really have equal population in each council district. In the center there, you see the California criteria for cities for drawing maps. And we have to do things like make sure that we don't split council districts, where one council district splits another one into two, so they need to be geographically contiguous. To the extent we can, while population balancing, we want to keep neighborhoods and communities of interest together. We also want to try to use easily identifiable boundaries like railroad tracks, major highways, things like that when we're thinking about those boundaries. And we want the districts to be compact. You have a very compact map right now. We also, under the Fair Maps Act, have to recognize that we can't draw maps that intentionally favor or discriminate a political party or candidate. And we didn't use political voting data when the map was originally drawn in the districting process, so that would not apply. And then there's also other typical or traditional districting concepts that we often look at, like minimizing the number of voters who are shifted to a different election years, where they might go 4 or more years without being able to vote for the candidate in their area. Also, if we're going to redraw maps, respecting the will of the voters in the last election, so trying not to draw candidates together, where we don't want the demographer's pin to take someone out of office versus, we want the citizens who elect you in office to decide whether you stay. And occasionally we can look at future population growth, but really from a minimalistic perspective because of that population balancing criteria. And so with that, tonight we're really hoping to hear from the community about how they define their neighborhoods and communities of interest. Thank you.
Thank you. This is a public hearing, so I will open said hearing. Any comments? Anyone want to come up? No? Okay, I'll close the public hearing. Oh, I'm sorry, no hands?
I have no raised hands on Zoom.
Okay, all right, officially closed. Now, comments, questions, council members?
Well, I'll start. I read the material pretty thoroughly this time, more than I even did last time. Anyway, I am heavily in favor of leaving our districts as they are. We are well within the boundaries of the law on all levels, federal, state, and the Fair Maps Act, which requires that we be within 10% from most populous to least populous district. We're within 3%. And so we've only been had our districts in existence for 2 years. Our population hasn't shifted that much. I think it would be in the best interest of our community to have stability. And so I favor leaving the districts as they are for this census tract until the next tract rolls around 10 years from now. Thank you.
Tim?
I completely support Councilmember Bruins' suggestion that we leave them the same. I agree that that leaving them the same offers a lot more continuity than the confusion that will come from changing the districts at this point.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. I agree. We did good with our first map. But earlier today, I talked to our city manager, Ashley Feeney, about possibility of doing 4 districts, council districts, and 1 at-large for mayor. And my thinking with that was equal number of districts. The mayor represents the whole city, and the people select the mayor instead of the council. That was my thought. It was quickly quashed because it takes a vote of the people to do that. But Elk Grove did do that. And so I'd like to ask to talk about this idea at the strategic planning retreat, just a little more, in case there's some interest.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at.
All right, bring it back under other items.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we'll remember for the strategic planning. I will.
Brett?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, what is the will of the council?
Well, I will move that we leave the districts as they exist today, and that will be our districts going forward as we vote at our next hearing.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion by Bruins, a second by Miller. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Abstentions? None? All right, passes unanimously. Yay. Next item.
Thank you for your work.
Next item, we have department reports. Item number 12, the subject is Police Department 2021 Annual Report.
Welcome, Chief.
Hello. Good evening. So let's just get situated here. Can everybody hear me okay? How about now? All right. Good evening, Mayor, members of council. Alex Turcott, your Chief of Police. And we're here tonight to give a recap of our 2021 police activities. I'd like to start off with some acknowledgements. With me is Senior Management Analyst Cassandra Burnett, largely responsible for anything you like about this presentation as far as the beauty and aesthetics go, because she's much more skilled at that than I am. Also, our crime analyst, Dominic Cooper, who is over here in the crowd. He's our statistical expert to make sure we're tracking crime and trends in Citrus Heights, so very good. Furthermore, for you, Mayor, City Council, we can't do what we do without your support. This council is a tremendous support for the police department. That's unique in many areas, and one that we're very happy to enjoy here, and your support is felt by all of our staff. City Manager Feeney, while we're still getting to know each other, been a great addition to the team. He's over at the police department today, introducing himself to some folks and getting to know you, and it's been a pleasure, sir. To my executive staff, Commander Chris Fry, Commander Jason Russo, really my 2 right hands because, well, I'm ambidextrous, I guess, with that, but they really help run the show for us. The command staff, management team, and then finally the line level, the folks that really get the work done. We're going to talk a lot today about accomplishments and really overcoming some challenges within the unique year. And so I think hats off to everybody who pulled their weight to do all that. And then finally, our regional partners, not only our public safety partners, but our social services partners, fire department. Really, it takes a team. Even though we are focused on our jurisdiction here, we're part of a larger organism in the whole region. And really, with our department doing their best and our partners doing their best is really what keeps the region as a whole successful. Moving on, before we get down to too many statistics, just want to talk through a little bit of the challenges that we faced in 2021. I think the whole world has definitely faced some challenges for the last few years with our pandemic. Also at the department, we faced some significant staffing vacancies. So during this year, we have been in a rebuild mode to get some of our folks back, but largely through 2021, we were significantly low-staffed due to some budget constraints. That included having to unfortunately suspend some of our specialty units, which really add that added value to the city. Those are like our Special Investigations Unit, our Youth and Family Services Unit. And then while we did not suspend or dissolve our motor team, they do act as our resource and our staffing reserve, if you will. And for most of 2021, unfortunately, they had to park the bikes and take up a patrol car because where our priority is and will remain is answering the 911 calls and getting to people who need help. That's the number one rule. But as we come back, We're going to see some of that added value renew and the vigor in there renew, and I think it'll be a great time. But on to our report card. So, again, amidst those challenges, and I think the region itself has seen a lot of challenge with criminal justice, I am proud to report that once again we are lower in overall total crime, reducing overall total crime by 8%. That being said, there are some concerning figures. One thing I will point out, not to play with statistics because those can tell you all sorts of stories, but it is important to note that the year of 2020, as far as a data set goes, is an outlier. The amount of time that we had lockdowns in place and those type of things did play, we feel, a part in some lower statistics than we normally would have seen. So we're looking at that as kind of an outlier data set. As we go to analyze trends, we look more at a 5-year model, but I did put up here the 5-year statistics for both our persons crimes and our property crimes. As you can see with property crimes, we're trending low regardless. What's probably most concerning and jumps out here is our persons crime total. So we're a little bit higher this year than last year, although if you compare 19 to 21, you'll see that we are still reducing those crimes as well. But what'll probably pop off the page here for you, and definitely something that is of concern for us, is our homicide rate has increased by 50%. Now that being said, here in Citrus Heights, that was one. That was one additional homicide. Any homicide, of course, is a significant problem, but I do want to point out that 50% increase really represents one incident. I am pleased to say that although that's a tragic event, we have made arrests in most of those cases. We have one that's outstanding, but we expect that will come to conclusion too. The other statistic that always is concerning is a rape statistic that you see up there. We do see an increase in rape cases from this year to last year, although it's about on par with what we would normally see. I do want to point out that while we look for trends here in that particular statistic, there was no trends identified here, which means this wasn't these were normally known assailants. This wasn't a predatory act where a stranger found somebody on the street or those issues. So still a serious crime and one that bears investigating, but wasn't a trend of stranger encounter type of issue. So robberies have been down 15%. Our aggravated assault is up a little bit at 6%, with an overall total in persons crimes of up 5%, which isn't a lot, but any increase in violent crime is definitely concerning, and I think that's where we will be putting a good part of our focus here in the next year. Property crimes, so across the board, fairly good. You will see there that motor vehicle crime has creeped up a little bit, as well as arson. It should be noted on arson, the trend there, and forgive the pun because it was the theme of 2020, but those are dumpster fires. And so that arson stat is largely due to dumpster fires. Obviously, those are concerning because they could catch structures on fire, but these weren't random firebugs, if you will. This is mostly garbage that caught on fire there. All right. From our traffic focus, like I explained earlier, fundamentally our motor team had to be in patrol for most of the year, and the statistics tend to bear that out. Our fatal collisions have decreased by a third. That's a better statistic. We should stay with that one. But our injury has creeped up a little bit, as well as our property crime. So our overall collision totals are up 12%, and you can see even when we compare that to 2019, we are up. That is not a surprise in that our motor operators do great work out there, and strict traffic enforcement does help keep those collisions low. And I think we have some empirical data here to prove that when we're not able to field those folks, these things start to climb up a little bit. Overall DUI arrests, slightly down, but 235 for them. DUI collisions at 92, and then our red light related collisions were at 43. All right. There's a lot to unpack in this slide, but it was either this or 20 slides, so I figured we could all take it as a piece here. So some items of note on this slide here is our firearms seizures. Throughout the state, and especially in our region, we are seeing a large spike in what's called, it can be referred to as ghost guns, but non-serialized firearms that are home manufactured, if you will. So of the 147 weapons that we seized during criminal offenses, 47 of those were non-serialized. That represents a 300% spike, basically, from what we normally see. It's consistent with the region, but it is also concerning. So there are illegal firearms out there. Our officers are pulling them off the street, one or two times a week is basically how that stat lays out. Also to be noted, this isn't the full amount of firearms seized. These are just the ones that are seized in criminal offenses. Other ones for like safekeeping or other items would be in addition to that. So these are just the criminal ones. Nice to see in 2021, our volunteers were back in full force. So you see there over 6,000 total hours of other volunteers, and then 506 parking citations issued. They came back with vigor to come out and help us with our SAVSA program and did a great job out there. All right, next slide. Okay, now we're getting to some challenges. As we move forward, there's a number of items to note. The first one here is our new reporting requirements, and so we can go to the next slide here. This is an unfunded mandate, but one that actually has a positive outcome. You might have heard this before, but we're moving from what's called a summary reporting system to a incident-based system. So the acronym you see up there, CYBERS and NIBERS. NIBERS is a national incident-based reporting system. CYBERS is because that's the California way to do an incident-based reporting system. It's largely the same, but they changed the acronym to really drive it home for California. This will provide more consistency. And let me back up here for a second. This is related to our uniform crime reporting. So across the nation, police agencies report to the federal government on crime reporting. So when you see our percentage increase and decreases of crime, a lot of those data points are what we report out to the Department of Justice for uniform crime reporting. Prior to this year, and this starts this year, so it'll be in our report for next year, we had summary-based reporting. Summary-based reporting really looks at an incident. You can have an incident that has several crimes that occur in one incident. Summary-based just says, tell me the most important, give me the basic data set, if you will. And so that's what we've been operating under for decades. What we're moving to is incident-based, which means every single issue in that incident is tabulated and collated. At the end of it, the positive there is there's more of an apples to apples comparison around the nation to be able to see what's really going on under the data. The downside of that is we're moving from having to look at somewhere between 5 and 8 pieces of quality control for our reporting requirements, up to 50 to 60 data points, which puts a huge load on not only the officers as they're filing reports. The report itself stays the same, but the additional items that they have to quality check and report on the back end increases substantially, which also means as that goes downstream or upstream to their supervisor, their records unit, off to the district attorney, well, I'm sorry, not the district attorney in this case, but off to the Department of Justice, we have to check and verify all those items. And this is reported monthly, and it has to have 100% compliance to be able to make the report and move on. So while the outcome is good and the data should be better, a significant lift for our support personnel and for our officers out in the field. And then more good news. The next issue here is our Racial Identity Profiling Act. This is legislation that was mandated to start in January. Basically, this is a compilation of statistical data based on the perception of the officer who makes any type of detention out in the field. Again, it's a way to collect data to be able to see who's being stopped, the demographics that are out there. The unfunded piece of this, or the impact to the workload, is now each detention, no matter how benign or how fast you normally would have been let go, requires the officer to sit and go through all of the data points to be able to submit a report on top of the normal reports that they would do to be able to put that through. This also requires the same level of support and quality control to make sure that data goes through. On this one, this started as a fully unfunded mandate. There has since been some reimbursement available to help repay the cost of transitioning to this model and training up the department, but largely, again, is another significant workload that you see, well, you may not see from the front, but behind the scenes, something that involves really the whole department, because this has to go from the line level folks in the field all the way through our quality control checks, and with no additional staffing to do it. So that's an interesting lift there. Next. In that vein, and along with our council objective of bringing back the department in a reorganized way for efficiencies. We've created the Records and Data Compliance Unit. This unit was made up largely of our former records team with some additional support and some reclassifications and additional personnel. This team basically runs everything on the back end for us. They ensure that the records are quality control checked. These items like CYBERS, NIBERS, and RIPA, that those are also included. They also work with the district attorney's office to get those things, our actual crimes prosecuted and through. And they basically keep the lifeblood of the criminal justice system flowing on our behalf. So a heck of a team. They're led by Manager Tiffany Campbell, Police Services Supervisor Dan Stock, recently lateral to that position from our communications center. And then here, additionally, this is where our crime analyst is housed currently now. So not only do they have the quality control aspect, but it really synergizes what we're looking for from a crime analyst standpoint and our strategies, puts it right there where the hub of the information is. So we're looking forward to that being very successful. All right, personnel. We'll start off with good news. We promoted a couple people. One guy on the left you might be familiar with. The other one is Commander Chris Fry and Sergeant Dave Jones. Of course, to this point in time, we have made several other promotions, but these were just the ones in 2021. So very proud of those folks. The guy on the left's a little crazy, but the other two, they're doing a heck of a job, retirements that we celebrated this year, Sergeant Jeremy Garrison, Dwight Turner, Dave Morans, Barry Cox, and Vince Young, all retired and are living the good life. In fact, we will probably see some of them back. Officer Turner has actually been a very, very great resource for us. He started a background company and along with our normal vendor has been instrumental in speeding some of our hires through the background process while keeping the quality. He understands what Citrus Heights needs and he's been vetting these people thoroughly for us, doing a bang-up job. All right. So we started off 2021 having decreased our staff by 27 positions. 15 of those were sworn or police positions. 12 were professional staff. With the American Rescue Plan Act release, our finance director, Bill Zanoni, was right there at the door knocking on it as hard as he could to get that check for us as soon as it was available. And we were able to authorize the funding of 20 positions, which included 14 sworn and 6 professional staff. And that was because those positions met the ARPA rules for refunding, if you will, and they did a great job. Since that time, we've hired over 39 people. 18 of those ARPA positions have been filled. 14 sworn and 4 professional staff have also been filled. So we're getting close to that complete number. So, which begs the question, why draft? Well, it takes a long time to bake a police professional, whether sworn or non-sworn. To give them the idea of that, we've put before you here on the board just a police officer timeline hiring. You see here a police recruit, which is the longest period of time, all the way down to a lateral officer who's type of the quickest period of time. But what you'll see here is from the application process through them actually being in service can range anywhere from 8 months at the soonest to 16 months on the outset. And this has to do with, even when I get them here hired, we still have to do a thorough field training program, make sure that they're compliant with policies, procedures, and that they know the Citrus Heights way to deliver customer service. And so we're holding that line of quality, but it does take some time. And so we're looking forward to getting those back full staffed. Right. Oh, it is interesting to note one more back here that we have committed to pushing hard for hiring and restaffing, but we've also committed to holding that line at quality. So I will tell you, of all of the applications we receive, only 22% actually make it past the initial paper screen, and only 6% of all the applicants actually become hired here in Citrus Heights. So while we do want to bring staff on, bringing staff that are a problem doesn't help anybody. So we're really holding that line on quality, and as you can see, we do a great job with that.
Just a comment on that, too.
Yes, ma'am.
Just the numbers you quoted indicates that the officers are really interested in coming to work here. We have a lot of applications versus how many we hire.
Well, I will tell you that the job market for everyone right now is tough to get applicants in, but of the applicant pool that's available, we have a great recruit team and a good reputation out there, and we are seeing some quality candidates for what's available. And it has allowed us to make some moves that we haven't previously. We have 5 recruits in an academy where we were able to take them right off the street and fund them and sponsor them through the academy. It obviously does put a little bit of length of time on it, but that way we can recruit those people for character and have them in service here in Citrus Heights, even if it's going to take a little bit of period of time. So, thank you. All right. On to some equipment needs. So much like staffing, with today's supply chain issue, keeping our vehicles on the road has become a pretty significant challenge. The reason we're talking through this is it is actually interesting that the timeline for getting a new vehicle here and put into service is similar to hiring a body now, the way the supply chains have worked. And so one challenge that was here is because of obviously our projections and some budgetary constraints, we were not able to fully fund our capital replacement fund for vehicles for a period of years. That meant that we were still getting the absolute necessity that we needed to get, but we took a break from our logistic chain of keeping the cars flowing and into service. So with that, we're behind in our normal logistics. I will say though, before we get farther into these numbers, we have an excellent fleet team. We have an excellent preventative maintenance program. All of these vehicles are thoroughly safety checked before they go onto the road, but from the logistics standpoint, there is some issues. So here's a sampling basically of the biggest requirement we have on a vehicle is what we call a pursuit rated vehicle. And that'd be an emergency response vehicle that may have to engage in pursuit driving. Pursuit driving is just the hardest on a vehicle, so it's one that we used here. Our industry standard, the industry standard right now for replacing pursuit rated vehicles is 5 years, 100,000 miles. And that's about the time that they reach a point where the maintenance that needs to get on the road, coupled with what the resale value is of the vehicle, coupled with the reasonableness of that car continuing in service, starts to decline. With our robust maintenance program and our great fleet team, we've actually been able to extend that to 6 years, 100,000 miles, just as a normal of course, because they take such good care of the equipment. But because of the interruption, if you will, with the logistics train, right now, if I were to order all of the vehicles we needed to order today, where we are today is 40% of our current pursuit rated vehicles are past that recommended replacement time. If I were able to order every vehicle I need to order today, by the time we got them in service and built, 70% of those vehicles, 62% of those vehicles would be at that recommended or over that recommended period of time. So again, all of the ones that hit the road right now are safety checked and they're good to go, but it becomes a law of diminishing returns the longer you keep using those vehicles. In fact, we have one sitting where the preventive maintenance on the vehicle is more expensive than what I could get to sell it right now. And so those are a couple of the issues there. And on the same aspect, technology moves at lightning pace, and our infrastructure, while excellent 15 years ago, is starting to age. And so our dispatch center, the technology requirements that we're going to in radio communications, coupled with some of our aging infrastructure, has put some critical dispatch needs. Again, we're functioning good right now, but some of the biggest issue that was noted during 2021, if you remember, power was fluctuating a lot during that time. And what we discovered is there were some issues there with power surging that was causing damage to our equipment. And we need to harden those areas so that in a power failure, there's no hard shutdowns and that we're able to maintain 911 service appropriately. Also, the police radio technology is going towards an industry standard of higher capabilities than we currently have. Our radios, we're very fiscally responsible and have been using the same fleet of radios to put them into the new cars or trade them to the next officers for the last 15 years. They're no longer supported by the vendor, and the capability has come up to where there's some more expectations that are going to be demanded on emergency radios here down the road, where we're starting to chip away at that now. But we'll need to do some significant purchases to maintain that 911 center. All right, next item. Next slide. How about that? All right, let's get into some good news. Let's look ahead. Let's be positive. Here we go. So I was fortunate to be granted the opportunity to be police chief here in September of last year. During that time, while I've been with the department since 2006, I really took that opportunity to go out as the police chief. Met with all of the council, community members, business owners, my own staff, and really trying to shape what 2022 is going to look like and where we're going to go with that. Next week, I'll be meeting with my entire management team to be producing our strategic plan for actually how we'll implement some of these things. But from a high-level standpoint, I wanted to take council through that now. I do want to point out before we get going, you won't see homelessness anywhere in this PowerPoint right here at this stage. And I want to speak on that just for a second, because I know that the council, myself, City Manager Feeney, we have a passion for those who are suffering from homelessness in our community. And I think what's important to draw out is homelessness is not a crime. Those experiencing homelessness need to be uplifted. They're members of our community. They need to be wrapped around and offered services. That being said, as members of our community, they also need to be held accountable for behaving properly and being good actors in our community, just like our residents. And so while we will continue to partner with my city directors, with City Manager Feeney and with council on trying to see how we can uplift those folks, I do want to step away from homelessness as a criminal activity and point out a large population of the people that are suffering homelessness are never on the police radar. They are receiving services. They are trying to do what they can do. They are hardworking folks trying to make ends meet. A small percentage of folks that usually get the attention of problems associated with homelessness are folks that aren't behaving properly, aren't being held accountable. We do receive a lot of calls for service for people that are correlated with homelessness, but it's not usually somebody sleeping on the street down on their luck. It's the person who might be or perceived to be experiencing homelessness who's also illegally littering or causing a commotion or infringing on another citizen's right to quietly enjoy our public space. So in that vein, I want to just talk through that a little bit. So we'll be focusing on the criminal aspects and accountability aspects of that, but homelessness itself we will continue to look at from a resource standpoint, if that makes sense. So let's get into our priorities. So staffing, we still need people, so we're working on it. I'm happy to say we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. I say we, but really as my professional services staff or my professional standards and training staff that have really done the lion's share of pulling that through. We do have applicants who have been vetted that are behind most of our open positions right now, so that's awesome. It's just they're on that timeline of backgrounds and when we can get them here. Traffic. Not having a motor unit for most of the year hurt us, and it's something that we want to get back to. We have already identified, or we've tested our candidates for our motor unit. We'll be identifying those folks soon, trying to get them trained up. But that being said, emergency response is still our priority, so we have to correlate putting new motors into training and onto the streets with the graduation of other officers from their field training program. So that'll be probably by the end of the summer, we'll see more of those folks back on the road. We do currently have motor officers working there, but the full team really won't be rounded out till by the end of the year now, based on these timelines. So, crime. So here we go. You saw the slides on all of the weapons that are out there. You saw the statistics about our persons crimes coming up. We're going to have a high focus on what we're calling high danger or high visibility criminal issues, those that affect our community, community safety the most, and those that have the biggest impact on the aesthetics and the vibrancy of our community. So we're looking at that. And then also correlates with staffing, but one of the best ways to maintain staffing is to keep the staff that you have. And so we have a dangerous job. It's a hard job. These folks work tremendously hard. So officer wellness, and actually that's a misnomer, it's staff wellness to begin with, is really important. And my goal is to maintain and enhance a culture and an environment where folks are treated with respect, they enjoy coming to work, they have wraparound services, because the better our employees are treated, the better they're going to turn around and provide customer service out to the community. So while I think we do a really good job at this already, there's always room for improvement. Areas of mental health, physical health, just job satisfaction in general will definitely be a pillar of what we're going to look forward to in 2022. All right. Along that line, and again, consistent with the council strategy for our reorganization for efficiency coming back, this is a new specialty unit that we're creating. Our POP unit, although has been storied and awarded and great group of folks, will no longer exist now. We're going to transition our POP team and what used to be our Special Investigations Unit into what we're calling our Impact Team. And so you'll still see them around. They're still doing a great job, but it's really a merging of both philosophies. The intent on this team is to really reach out into the community and look for those high danger or high visibility crimes right here in our jurisdiction and be able to use our problem-solving policing methods to get those taken care of. Some of the main mission you can see there is street-level crime, habitual offenders, weapons and drugs, and then quality of life, and that would be the blight issues or those type of things there. This team will be made up of all detectives, highly trained in all of these issues here. Team housed under this team will also be our task force detectives, so that if our team does develop something that needs to move from a street level to a more regional level, they can simply give that to the task force partners, have them go run with that and stay maintained and focused here in Citrus Heights, and that's what we're looking for. Advanced technologies, this is where the storied and also awarded BAIT program is going to land there. That's probably how we'll prevent the Habitat for Humanity from having their stuff stolen. And they will continue the POP model of community partnerships. There'll be detectives in our neighborhood association meetings. They'll be meeting with district constituents and then looking at that. It's also where our Sunrise Marketplace officer will be housed. He'll be part of that team because business is going to be a huge focus there and making sure we have that impact. Still going to offer our CEPTED programs and on all those issues. But really, the idea here is to give a more robust team with a central focus on just making the boundaries of Citrus Heights here a better place to be. All right. Yep. And then finally, like I said, it is a dangerous job, and we did have some hits to our family this past year. Sergeant Greg Parks from the Marysville Police Department, who's the husband of our Detective Shannon Parks. End of watch was March 23rd, 2021. Officer Ty Lenahan, who was a former reserve officer with us, his end of watch was January 21, 2022. And also in honor of Ty, who's a great person, we've retired badge number 39, will no longer be issued by the police department. And that was his badge. So with that, any questions?
Questions, comments?
Chief, I don't have any questions. I just wanted to make a statement that any crime is too much crime, but I really appreciate and I'm thankful for the job you and our department, everyone in the department does to keep our incidents low and our community safe. And I wanted to point out, maybe you could help me here about the importance of reporting crime. Even like
Yes.
someone steals some tools out of your garage, you go, it's not even worth turning in because they won't do anything anyway. Could you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we don't know, there's nothing we can do about it, right? And so I will tell you, there's always going to be that dark figure of crime, the crime we're unaware of, right? Sure. And that's the issue. And we try to adjust our strategies to account for a little bit of that. But no matter what I'm telling you about staffing or resource challenges or whatever, please call. Even if we can't get to an item, a lower priority item right then, we keep track of all of that information that data goes into our system that helps us with our strategies. So call us, and that includes the vibrancy issues or the blight issues or those things. Oh, I don't want to bother him. We get paid to answer the phone. Call us. We'll figure it out. Do an online report. Send me an email. We'll get someone out there. And like I said, we do have to take things in priority. Life safety is going to be our number one concern. But we will do what we can when we can, and we need to have the data before we can really see what the problem is. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and I'm also glad to hear we're standing back up our motor patrol. Just driving today back from Turlock, they're crazy out there.
Oh.
I think I'm driving too fast and I'm getting blown by on the freeway.
You're telling on yourself.
Well, I think I'm driving too fast, 65, right? Um, And the complaints we've got from blowing through stop signs throughout the city, I mean, folks, I don't know what it is. You locked us up for a year, not you, not me,
Definitely wasn't me. I was out there the whole
but
time.
everybody got out and just was crazy once we let
Yep.
everybody out.
No, I think you're absolutely right, and I think that's one of those items, we actually were very lucky, and I think it was because of the reputation our motor unit had already given to this city. We didn't take out a newspaper ad and said there aren't any motor units, but they are now, so drive safely.
Well, and the story I love telling, and excuse me if you've heard it already, is I think it was my first month as a council member, someone called and said, they're blowing through stop signs, speeding on our street. I said, well, tell you what, I call our chief of police, Chris Boyd, and he says, well, we'll get a motor patrol out there. We'll do some, what is it called, saturation patrols. I get a call the next day from the person that complained to me. They got a ticket. So be careful when you talk about speeding and blowing through stop signs.
I will tell you, as my time as the pop sergeant, that happened more often than not. So it's
Yes.
always, that guy's going too fast. You got to look at your own speedometer, too, so, yep. Thank you, sir.
I have a question.
Thank you for the great report, Chief.
Regarding the Youth and Family Services Unit,
Mm-hmm.
is that going to come back in some form at sometime in the future?
Currently, we don't have plans for that. We will keep our Explorer program, and we will keep some of our youth services going. The youth services will be housed under our General Investigations Unit and also in collaboration with our Operations Unit. But a standalone Youth and Family Service Unit, I don't have the ability to do at this point. Now, as additional resources become available in the future, I'm more than happy to look at that. But in the short term, the answer unfortunately is no.
Okay, thank you.
Brett?
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Chief, for the work. You, the team over there, the guys and gals in the car, the support teams, and especially the dispatchers. A remarkable job when you consider everything that has been thrown at us over the last year. You guys have done an incredible job.
Thank you.
And we'd like to see zero crime, but we know that's not ever going to happen, unfortunately. But Citrus Heights, I think, can say that we continue to demonstrate that crime is going down. It's much better than it was before we became a city, and you guys are the reason for that. I'm really excited to see this impact team. Very excited to see this impact team. I think the community wants this and they need this. So a lot of support there for that. And I just want to say that we also need to support your need to replace equipment and understand that that has to happen, especially in cars. So many cops are killed in cars, and to not have the best that we can have out there, we need to make sure that doesn't happen. So full support on that, and let us know what you need, and hopefully we can get that done.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Jeannie, then Tim.
Yeah, my question was actually in the same line as Brett's comment, and that is, on the many equipment needs, it seems like they're all kind of coming together at the same time, things wear out. Is that going to be, are we going to see that in regular budgeting, or is that going to be, how do you anticipate bringing that to the council? Is it,
Well, we figured that a bake sale made the city, so we probably will try something. No.
aside from the bake sale?
City Manager Feeney and I are discussing several funding options, so
Okay.
we will bring something back to the council as
All
that
right.
needs, or we will make it work.
Okay,
Figure it out.
thank you.
Tim?
So I'd like to briefly discuss Proposition 47 that was passed 2016, something like that.
Somewhere on there, yeah.
And so that entailed some reclassification of crimes from felony to misdemeanor. And how do you think that impacts the current statistics? Is there no impact from recent years? And the second part of the question is, let's say the Proposition 47 does get repealed, and I hope it does. That could certainly impact the crimes moving forward, how they're classified. So could you comment on that?
Sure. Without being political on the particular proposition, I will tell you one of the challenges has been a lack of accountability with the criminal justice system. So I don't have the exact statistics, nor would it be probably my place to talk exactly on Prop 47, but I will tell you anecdotally, and I think my officers will agree, it used to be that if I caught somebody doing what used to be a felony, they would spend some time off of the streets. Stolen vehicle, for instance, if I caught somebody in a stolen vehicle, we didn't see them for a while. Now, many times, that person can make it back to Citrus Heights before my officer can get back and file his paperwork. And so that has to have an impact. It would be unfair for me to say I absolutely know what that impact is, but anecdotally, the fact that people are not being held accountable for their criminal actions, humans are humans, and if you are already set to not have accountability and you're going to push those limits, you got to get up to a limit. And if there's no line to cross and you keep pushing, those crimes are going to get more dangerous. They're going to get more brazen. That used to be petty theft, okay, misdemeanor, you might have made a mistake, go about your time and learn your lesson. But if you come back and do it again, automatically a felony, right? I think we've all seen the videos of the smash and grabs and things that are happening out there in other communities and have tried to happen here, but we caught a couple of them. That brazen no fear of accountability certainly impacts us. And we're not an island unto ourselves. So as much as my officers will not sit idly by, they'll continue to make the stops, make the arrests, and do what they can for the community. It is a law of diminishing returns. If people are back out, and no repercussions. I know our local district attorney has numerous stories about person getting arrested for having an illegal gun and shooting in an intersection, back out before the file hits her desk for filing, has committed a homicide in the same method in which they prevented it in the first place. Those kind of stories are out there, and again, I won't get too far into that, but yeah, certainly an impact. The lack of accountability is definitely an impact for us.
Thank you, Chief, and I just want to express my support for the great work you guys do. And this is certainly my concern at this point is if Proposition 47 does get reversed, it's going to look like artificially that the crime statistics will go up. And that shouldn't be a reflection on our hardworking people in our police department.
Yeah, and I will say, just as statistics go, I think they are a good measure to help identify trends and help us plan where to put our resources. But the way we police with our community here is I don't care what the statistic is. If your car got broken into, crime is on the rise. And if you feel that you can quietly enjoy your day and go through, crime is fine. And so to the extent that we will continue to push to make our city better, more vibrant, and hold people accountable, we're gonna do that every day.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, thank you. So another question I had,
Ma'am.
given the additional reporting requirements that have landed on your, in your department, how do your officers do that and keep up with their workload? I mean, there's only so many hours in a day, and I've got to believe that the new reporting requirements take time, take a lot of time. So are we seeing the officers handling fewer cases a day because so much of their time is spent in reporting, or how is that manifesting itself?
So while we've been preparing for this, all of last year, we actually just implemented these two, Cyber-Snipers and RIPA, in January. So I imagine when we come back looking at that data that we will see that workload impact. I don't have those numbers
Too
yet.
soon, I see.
But I can see anecdotally from talking to our officers, it takes a bit of time. And one of the things that we're trying to do to support that is make sure we can leverage technology to the fullest extent possible. We are one of the few agencies, when we were looking through this, that actually did put technological fixes in there. So while it does take them time, we try to reduce the duplication of effort. So we can only do the data entry once. There's only so much we can do. It's going to have an impact. And also on our support personnel, we already had enough of a workload trying to get our reports through and out, but now that's increased exponentially. The other item also, which really is we did to ourselves a little bit, but I think it was a proper thing to do for transparency, is our body-worn camera program also creates a video redaction and a video release workload. That is something we'll definitely look at. So what I've asked our staff, specifically our data compliance unit and some other staff to do is audit this pretty thoroughly so that we can have that information by the end of the year of what that workload looked like and how it impacted us. But, you know, we're definitely looking at that.
Thank you for your presentation and for everything that you do.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for everything you do, officers, all of you. You do great work. I'm glad to see that you're being proactive, that you're really thinking this through. I would hate to see that this burden of administrative side of this paperwork will like to, you know, take time off the streets where we really need these officers, but I definitely don't want you to do like, you know, certain, you know, warehouse facilities, you know, that, you know, deliver stuff to our door where, you know, you're really pushing them and putting them in a position where that it's more of a strain on them. So I'm glad to see that you're being very reflective about that and how you can really not duplicate efforts, and that's one of the things I'm really excited to see what you guys come up with. Sorry that you have to do so much extra paperwork, you know, but I guess it comes with the job, but maybe we get crime down a little bit more and maybe you won't have to worry about it.
Or if we can just keep them for a little while and give us a break, that would be helpful too.
Thank you for your presentation.
Thank you, Mayor.
Next item.
Next, we have city manager updates.
Be brief. I'm just kidding.
Well, the first one I want to hit, first, good evening, Mayor, members of the council. First, I want to just acknowledge Chief Turcotte and Cass and everyone that was involved in preparing that excellent presentation. Very well done, very thorough, and I think really hit the points that council and the community should hear about. And I too am enjoying developing the relationship with Chief Turcotte, quickly admiring him and admiring the other leaders in the police department and really everybody I've met there. I think that that department does a terrific job of standing up that Citrus Heights core value of public safety. And just three things that I've taken away in the meetings that I've met with the team is good character, commitment to excellence and commitment to excellence and high integrity. I mean, just very impressive team. I know that's not news to the council, but I, as city manager, am very happy that the team that's in place is here. So just wanted to speak to that. Thank you for all your work that you do every day. So city manager updates. So we're going to start off talking about infrastructure. Greenback Lane Complete Streets project. We're going to be getting started with some repaving and more. Actually, we're going to be upgrading utilities on Greenback between Sunrise and Fair Oaks Boulevard. I'm not going to read the full list here, but you can see that's quite a bit of work that's going to be underway. And what it's going to culminate with is new topside improvements all along that roadway segment. So something to look forward to as we continue to look to reinvest in our existing infrastructure. It does take work to get there. And so that is going to be starting on Monday, March 14th, so just right around the corner. So wanting to ensure that the council is well aware of that, as well as all the community members that are here and at home, that work will be underway. And that should conclude in the late summer, early fall of this year. There will be some lane closures involved, but certainly there will always be one lane open on Greenback each way during that work. So something to look forward to. We can go to the next slide, please. And while we're on this Public Works Showcase slide, which we're going to talk about some events, just kind of going back to that Greenback resurfacing. Tonight on the consent calendar, one of the items there was resurfacing, I think there was 16 or 18 streets that we just finished up and had the notice of completion on with your action tonight. And that came in under budget by $200,000. And it is a consent item. It's a customary, non-controversial item, but I think it's something that should be recognized, that there is quite a bit of work that's happening out there, and it's something that we're working as a team to see how we can do more for infrastructure. So speaking of infrastructure, there's going to be some events coming up. I talked about events a lot with the council as I was preparing to take this position, and so we'll give an update on a few that are right around the corner. Public Works Showcase. So this is kind of like the Meet the Machines for our General Services Department. And that is going to occur in Van Maren Park, and will spill over here into the City Hall campus on Thursday, May 19th from 2 to 6. Our General Services Director, Regina Cave, and her team are doing a great job planning this event, looking to coordinate with our local high schools and some of our vocational and technical schools and other industry associations, to turn out students and people that may be interested in pursuing a career in this field or learning more about what might be out there. So it's going to be a fun event. We're going to have a good time out there, and that is on the 19th. If we could go to the next slide, please. Sunday Fun Day. You guys ready to have some fun? Good times are back. So talked to Dave Mitchell with Sunrise Rec and Park District, and we're very excited to have Sunday Fun Day on Sunday, September 25th from 11 to 4 p.m. at Rush Park. I know that the community is very familiar with what Sunday Fun Day is, but in the meeting that I had with the staff team, everybody's, I think their cup's overflowing with excitement to get this going again. So I expect it to be a first-class event and looking forward to spending time with the community out here. Something to look forward to. Next slide, please. And then, of course, the annual tree lighting, never too early to get a date on your calendar. So we also will be having our annual tree lighting on Thursday, December 1st from 6 to 9 p.m. And all the fun that goes along with that. So wanted to just speak to those 3 upcoming events and put them on people's radar. That concludes my comments.
Exciting to hear about all the events coming back. Next item.
Next, we have items requested by council members and future agenda items.
Anything?
Well, again, my only thing would be adding for discussion the composition of the city council at our strategic planning. I don't anticipate action that day, so I don't think it takes 2 others.
Thank you for saying it again anyway.
Okay.
And with that, we will adjourn.